No one in the mansion could explain it. The billionaire twins had never spoken. Not once. Not mom. Not dad. Not even a single word. Doctors called it a rare developmental condition. Specialists charged thousands. Therapists came and went. Nothing worked. And after years of silence, everyone stopped hoping. Especially their father. Cole Harrington was one of the richest men in Chicago. Private jets. Luxury penthouses. A billion-dollar tech empire. The kind of man who could buy almost anything except answers. His twins, Ethan and Emma, were 6 years old. Beautiful. Smart. Quiet. Too quiet. They never laughed. Never cried loudly. Never played with other children. They simply stared. Like they were waiting for something no one else could see. The staff whispered about them. Some said the children were cursed. Others believed they had suffered something traumatic after their mother disappeared. Because one day she was simply gone. No goodbye. No body. No explanation. And Cole never spoke about her again. Not even once. Then one freezing November evening everything changed. It started with an old woman at the mansion gate. She looked homeless. Gray coat, worn shoes. Hands trembling from the cold. The security guard almost called the police. Mom, you can't stay here. But the woman didn't argue, didn't beg. She only looked at the mansion windows. Then quietly said, "The children are still silent, aren't they?" The guard froze. "How do you know about that?" The old woman smiled sadly. "Because they've been waiting for me. Double quotes upstairs for the first time in hours." The twins suddenly stood up from the floor. At the exact same moment, Hand whispered something no one had ever heard before. One single word, "Grandma." The entire mansion froze. Did the twins just speak? The nanny dropped the tray in her hands. The housekeeper gasped. Even Cole stood there unable to move, because for 6 years, his children had never spoken a single word. Yet now both of them were staring toward the front gate. Eyes wide, almost emotional. "Grandma," Ethan whispered again. Emma nodded. Then for the first time ever the twins ran. Not walked. Ran. Straight downstairs. Cole chased after them. Ethan, Emma, but the children ignored him. They rushed through the giant front doors past the confused staff and stopped in front of the old woman. For a second no one moved. The freezing wind howled. The guards stood ready to intervene. And then the impossible happened. Emma reached for the woman's trembling hand. Tears suddenly filled her eyes. "You came back." The old woman collapsed to her knees. Her lips shook. "I promised your mother I would." Cole's face turned cold. "What did you just say?" The woman slowly looked up. Her expression changed. No fear. No hesitation. Only pain. "You told them she abandoned them," she said quietly. "But your wife didn't disappear." Cole. The entire courtyard went silent. Cole's jaw tightened. "Leave, now." But the twins, who had never shown emotion before, suddenly clung to the old woman like they had known her forever. As if they recognized something everyone else could. Single quotes T. Ethan looked up at his father, then said something that made the blood drain from Cole's face. "Daddy." A pause. "You lied." The staff exchanged terrified looks. Because how could a 6-year-old know that? Cole stepped forward immediately. "Take the children inside." But the twins screamed. Actually screamed. For the first time in their lives. "No." Emma wrapped both arms around the woman. "She knows where mommy is." Silence. Heavy. Terrifying silence. Cole's breathing changed. For the first time the billionaire, who controlled billion-dollar deals, looked afraid. Then the old woman slowly reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a faded photograph. The second Cole saw it, his face turned completely pale, because standing beside his missing wife was someone who should have been dead. Cole nearly dropped the photograph. "No," his voice cracked. "That's impossible." Because the man standing beside his missing wife was Daniel Reeves, Cole's younger brother. the same brother who had supposedly died in a boating accident 7 years ago. The old woman slowly stood. You buried an empty coffin, she said. Cole's face hardened. You don't know what you're talking about, but the twins, still holding tightly to the old woman, wouldn't stop staring at the photo, almost like they recognized it. Emma pointed. That house. Everyone looked at her. The room froze again, because it was only the second sentence she had ever spoken. The old woman's eyes filled with tears. You remember? Cole stepped forward. Immediately. What house? The woman hesitated, then quietly said, the place your wife has been hiding. Cole exploded. Hiding? She abandoned us? No, the old woman snapped. She ran. Silence. From you. The staff exchanged nervous looks. Cole laughed bitterly. You expect anyone to believe that? The old woman reached into her coat again. This time she pulled out a small voice recorder and pressed play. Static. Then a woman's trembling voice. Cole's wife. If anything happens to me. The courtyard fell silent. It means Cole found out. Cole's expression changed instantly. The twins clutched each other. You were never supposed to hear this. The recording continued. But if Ethan and Emma ever speak, please tell them I never abandoned them. I left to protect them. Cole stepped backward. Pale. Shaking. Double quotes. No. Then came the sentence that changed everything. Daniel discovered what Cole was doing with the company money. He said he was going to report him. A pause. Then, after Daniel disappeared, I knew my children weren't safe. The recording ended. No one spoke. Not the guards, not the staff, not even Cole. Because suddenly everything made sense. Why? The twins never spoke. Why they always looked afraid. Why? They stared at empty spaces as if waiting for someone. The old woman wiped her tears. Your wife visited them. Secretly? Cole looked up. What? She came every birthday, every Christmas, every major moment. She sat outside this mansion for hours, too scared to come inside, but the twins always knew. The old woman smiled sadly at the children. Children remember love, even when no one speaks. Then something unbelievable happened. Ethan slowly turned to his father. For the first time there was no fear in his eyes, only disappointment. Mom said. He swallowed hard. Bad people. Lee. Police sirens suddenly echoed through the driveway. Cole turned. 3 police cars entered the gates. The old woman had called them hours earlier. And apparently someone had finally reopened Daniel's case. Cole looked around desperately, but it was over. The billionaire everyone admired was led away in handcuffs, still insisting he was innocent. 3 months later, in a quiet house near the lake, Ethan and Emma sat at a dinner table. Laughing. Actually laughing. Across from them their mother smiled through tears, and beside her the old woman, not homeless, not crazy, just a grandmother who refused to give up on her family. Before dinner Emma suddenly looked up and said, Grandma. The woman smiled. Yes, sweetheart. Emma grinned. You were late. For the first time in years the whole house burst into laughter.